Hey everyone, this is Gina with Cheer Coach Academy, and I am so excited to introduce you Kate Boyd. She is one of our featured coaches with Cheer Coach Academy, and I'd love to just start off and ask Kate more about her cheer background that she can share with you.
Hi, yes, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be a part of all the cool things that Cheer Coach Academy is doing. So I was a gymnast to start out with. That's how I started my career in, I guess, acrobatic things, was as a gymnast. And as I got to certain levels or certain ages, I just realized that I didn't want to spend all of my time in the gym, but I still wanted to keep some of those skills that I had developed through gymnastics and found my way to cheerleading to do just that. And then it turned out that I kind of fell in love with it, and that was in 7th or 8th grade, and I stuck with it all the way through college. I was a college cheerleader. I've coached since high school, and in a lot of different capacities. And like you, Gina, I've done a lot of different things. I've been a cheerleader. I've been a coach. I've been a camp staffer. I've been a judge. I've been I guess kind of on every side of the industry. I've worked with recreational and private schools and public schools and choreography and all of the different things that go into cheerleading. I just sort of had the opportunity to experience a lot of the different things in cheerleading from a lot of different angles, and it gave me such a wonderful breadth of knowledge and was able to keep me connected to my passion, which is why I developed my company originally, Kate Boyd Cheerleading.
So tell us more about what your goals were with and what you accomplished with Kate Boyd Cheerleading.
Yeah, so as I was a cheerleading coach for several years, like after college, and working with squads and meeting other coaches, I was just starting to recognize that me being a cheerleading coach with a lot of cheerleading experience was actually kind of an anomaly. Like I would have thought that it would be the normal, especially with the increased athleticism that comes with cheerleading. And so to continually meet coaches who, felt overwhelmed or felt lost or felt nervous to shepherd their squads through the actual skill parts of cheerleading became a really regular occurrence. And it wasn't scary or alarming, but my heart really went out to them going like, I wish that there was something I could do to help them, because I do have this background of knowledge and I do have skills in teaching, and I have taught people stunts and jumps and all these different things in many different ways over the years. So how could I use my skills to do that? And my day job then was in marketing. And so I thought, well, I know how to reach people online. I can start a blog. That's really all I really wanted to do, was to start a blog to help support coaches who were newer or less experienced in cheerleading in the technique side, and then also the leadership side. But as that developed, I realized that like the technique side is really where they needed the most help, because they were already good leaders. They already cared so much about the future of their squads, the future of, the character of their team members, but they really needed the credibility and the competency at a base level in order to be seen as a leader by their squads and be effective and to create a safe environment. So I started Kate Boyd Cheerleading to do that, to be a resource for coaches like that, and eventually transition that into a variety of products.
And tell me more about the products that you created that will now be housed with Cheer Coach Academy.
Yeah, of course. So I started with what really became kind of the flagship product for Kate Boyd Cheerleading, which was Stunt School. And one thing I noticed from communicating with the audience that I built with Kate Boyd Cheerleading was just that stunts was definitely the most intimidating thing, which is totally understandable. I think it went stunts, parents, tumbling. Like that's really where everybody kind of fell. And so knowing that stunts was most challenging for them, I really struck out to find a way to be able to teach people how to teach stunts. But to do that in a way that didn't require them to pay a ton of money It gave them access more long term than, say, like a conference or going to a workshop for one day. And also create a community of coaches where they could answer questions, get be connected with other people, and get feedback in real time from whether it was like more experienced coaches or just other coaches in the program. And so Stunt School was born from that, from just like hearing from everybody that this was a big challenge that they had. And so I created it as an online program, an online course where people come in and they learn the basics of even like, what are stunts? What are all the terms that people throw around at camp that you're like, I don't even know what you just said. And even some of the basics like how to form stunt groups and how to make a safe environment, but all the way through actually breaking down specific stunts step by step. So you see, and I believe it's like 69 different stunts that are in there, from really beginner level all the way through transition inversion stunts and some pyramids and things like that, so that you see it on the screen and you're hearing me walk through the different steps of each person involved, so that you get a whole picture of how the stunt actually works. What are the common mistakes that happen? What are the ways to avoid things? How you can incorporate these in different ways. And so it really became, even bigger than I imagined and more popular than I imagined, because it solved such a big pain point. So that was number one. And then, like I mentioned, the second biggest pain point seemed to be parents for everybody. And we all know how that goes. I think cheerleading parents are like infamously known for, being a little more involved sometimes, or not being involved at all. And that was kind of like the extremes that I would see. You either had the really involved parent or the non-involved parent. And I happened to have gone through an experience where I had a really, really bad parent experience that led me to actually lose my coaching job someplace, because she sort of convinced all the other mothers not to let their kids cheer. And so there was no squad to even coach the next year, which was really sad for me, and I think really sad for them and the girls. And I had to go and really reflect on that experience and go, what could I do better, and what can be brought forward, and how can I move on and create a better experience for myself and for other people from here on out. And so I created sort of like a more proactive approach to handling parents. And I think that's where a lot of people, we tend to get overwhelmed, which is normal. So we get really reactive. We wait for something to happen and then we react to it. Instead, using like good communication and good planning and just normal relationship building, I really created a guide then, the Cheer Coach's Guide to Problem Parents, in order to not just recognize who's going to be an issue and who won't be, but to actually be proactive, to be able to communicate with people, to be really planned and ready, so that parents trust you more and you avoid a lot of the parent problems. After I developed that system for myself, I worked for a school for 4 or 5 years with hardly any parent problems, certainly no significant ones. And so it's really important to deal with that. So I created that guide for that purpose. And then last year, my final product that I created was, I noticed that a lot of people were getting a little nervous about even how to prepare their teams for competition. They know that they need a routine, but they don't necessarily know when they should be finalizing things, or how to make sure that their team is totally ready, both mentally and physically. And I think that was a really important aspect, is that a lot of people sort of forgo the mental side and they focus just on the technical routine points. But I realized that for myself and for my team and in everything that I've done personally, that the mental challenge is sometimes the hardest thing. And so I created the Crush It at Competition preparation guide to help coaches go for 6 weeks, like in the 6 weeks before their competition, to know exactly what they should be focused on every week, like some mental toughness things that they can do with their team, some team building things that they can do, as well as like actual specifics of, this is the thing, this is when you should not be changing things anymore, this is when you should be doing full out routines only, stuff like that, so that they knew every week leading up to a competition, at least that first competition. After that, it gets a little different, but so that they didn't have to question. They had a plan, they could sit down and they could just do it, and know that when their team stepped out on the mat, that they did the best that they could to prepare them. And so that's really the suite of products that I'm excited to be partnering with Cheer Coach Academy for.
Well, and I think the products you created are just so needed by coaches. Number one for the stunting, because you can go on YouTube and search around and you don't know what the hand grips are, but everything's broken down so you can see a close-up of what the hand grips are. They're explained, it's done in slow motion. And then when you're wanting to teach something, you just go straight to that video instead of searching around and Googling it, trying to find something that's similar. And it's done correctly too, because you never know what you're going to find online, if it's actually done legally or if it's done correctly. And you want to make sure you're teaching the proper technique. And I think the parent guide is very important. And I love that you're so candid about your past and the ups and downs you've had with parents. And I think that's really real and relatable. As well as the crush at a competition. I cannot tell you how many competitions I've attended or judged. And I'm just like, what's this team doing here? Do they have no idea? And there's so many teams that want to compete. And that's really the highlight of a lot of teams.
Yeah.
For coaches to see this is how you need to prepare for a competition. It's not just about throwing the fancy, difficult skills. It's really about being clean and having a routine that's going to score well on the score sheet. And, there's too many teams that try to do something a little outside their skill level that's a little more difficult than what they should be doing. And in turn, it ends up hurting their overall scores. So I think the products you've created are great. And that's why we're so excited to have Kate Boyd cheerleading products with Cheer Coach Academy. And I just wanted to ask you if there's anything else you'd like to say and why you're partnering with Cheer Coach Academy.
Yeah, so I think I had reached a point with Kate Boyd cheerleading that I wasn't able to manage it in the way that I wanted to, which meant I was going to have to step back from really even being able to deliver my products, because I wanted to make sure that they were done well, that people had the right access. And, I don't believe in doing things halfway. I want things to be done well if they're done at all, because I believe in serving well, whoever comes to me. And if I'm not able to serve well, then I kind of want to step back and go, well, if I can't do it excellently, I'm not sure that, serving you halfway is not going to be serving you at all, really. And as I did that, I, really still was seeking a way to serve these people, because it was a highlight of some of my, experience was even just getting to know some of these coaches and connecting with them. And so finding a way that I could still keep these products around and make sure that they were being delivered excellently and these people were being served well, instead of being, on the back burner to all the things that just happen to be going on in my life that prevent me from doing that. And, getting to know Cheer Coach Academy, we share so many common values around cheerleading. We share a lot of experience and expertise, and we share a passion and a heart for cheerleading coaches. And so it was kind of a no-brainer. Whenever we finally worked things out, it was like, this is the perfect fit for being able to send over the Kate Boyd cheerleading products to a place that has the information, the experience, and the heart for the people who really need them, and will be able to take care of them and shepherd these people in the best way possible. So I'm really, really excited that these products get to live on and that they will be a part of the suite of Cheer Coach Academy things to come.
Yes. Well, thank you. We're so excited to have you part of this. And I know you have trailblazed a path for cheer coaches, being able to educate them online. And there really was nothing like this before you that I know of, Kate. So thank you for blazing the trail for so many coaches and helping the many coaches you've helped. And also, we're just so thrilled to have your products that you've created with Cheer Coach Academy. And we will be adding other coaches with their products. So the vision and goal of Cheer Coach Academy is to create different programs and products for coaches that will help you and help you with your team. And I know there's many coaches with a variety of experience and skills that they'll be able to bring to you. So just welcome aboard, Kate, and thank you so much for being part of Cheer Coach Academy. And you'll be seeing more about Kate and her products coming up soon. But I just wanted to introduce you all to her. Thanks so much.
Thank you.